Hello friends, and welcome back into the Cowboys Report presented by BETDSI. Once again, I am Tom Downey, joined today by Brent Korobotic, the head risk manager over at BETDSI, here to talk about the Cowboys and some of the latest odds over on BETDSI. First up, let's talk about the game itself, Brent. Cowboys-Eagles. Looks like this line has moved a little bit more in favor of Philadelphia. Is that much of a surprise to you at all?
I'm not really, honestly. Cowboys are one of those teams, they talk, the old America's team kind of thing. But when you get a moniker like that, you also have a lot of people looking to bet against them, that people love them or hate them kind of thing. And that's the case, too, with the Cowboys. And, I think the number's probably going to stick to where it is right now. We are at 7 from the opening number of 6.5. I've got a lot more bets on the Philadelphia Eagles as well. So, if sharp money is out there looking to come back on Dallas, it may be waiting for 7 minus 0.5, a little bit reduced juice or something like that on the number. And I mean, Dallas, you really look at the fact they had a really good opportunity. They've lost 2 in a row now. They really, you figure that game at Washington is one they should have won. They went into a bye, so you're coming off the bye. You figure they'd be very well prepared for Tennessee. Now Tennessee came off the bye as well, but Dallas was a 4.5, 5-point favorite on that one. Got bet around those numbers all week long, and they just second half they just came up. You don't want to call it lame, but they just didn't play well at all. And now you got them on the road. You're looking at a team now in Dallas that on the road they're 0-4 on the season, playing a big game Sunday night against Philadelphia. And Philadelphia, I mean, they're looking pretty good now. It kind of looks like they got their stuff together, maybe getting a little bit more healthy. So I think it's a big test for Dallas on the road. And if you take a look at their next 4 games, I mean, they're at Philadelphia, at Atlanta. They're going to be an underdog there too. They host Washington and New Orleans. So really, you look at the next 4 weeks, Dallas sitting here at 3-5. They may be sitting like 4-8, I guess, after these next 4 games. So this is a real big test for Dallas. So they got to step it up, otherwise their season might be lost.
All right, folks, we want to hear from you guys. Will the Cowboys cover the spread against Philadelphia? Type Y for yes, type N for no. As of right now, I'm leaning against the Cowboys to cover that one. Some future odds right now going on up on BETDSI. Brent, one of the ones I want to talk about here is if Jason Garrett will be the Cowboys head coach. What kind of went into the spread that you guys have on this one?
Yeah, we look at the numbers again. I always encourage people to get an idea of what the numbers mean. And when looking at Garrett being the head coach, week 1, 2019, the yes is plus 350. Now, what that means is that he's reflected in terms of a percentage. It gives him about a 22% chance of being back as the head coach. Now, I think Jones has said he's not going to be making any moves during the season at all. They talked about Garrett taking over. I think the offensive coordinating in terms of calling the plays and stuff like that. So there's still a lot to go into it. But I think one of the things is just looking at the season wins. I mean, how are they going to come out? I think Dallas, you're probably looking at a team that's going to be around. I'm guessing. I'm just going to say 7-9, maybe best case 8-8 to close out the season. They were 9-7 last year. And with Jones at the helm, I mean, that just doesn't cut it with them. So just looking at the Dallas schedule is one of those factors. Looking at the fact that Jones, really is one of those guys who isn't, afraid to pull the trigger on a coach. And Garrett's been there long enough that really, he should be a dog to be back week 1 next season.
All right, folks, you can bet on these odds right now. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Cowboys120 gets you a 120% deposit bonus. I'll tell you guys what, I feel pretty good about locking in way back when these odds first came out. Minus 192 in favor of Jason Garrett not being the head coach. All right, some more futures odds here, Brent. Cowboys starting quarterback in 2019. Now, Dak Prescott is still the heavy favorite, but there are some other intriguing names on that list.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you're trying to, name names and pick who might be out there. You're looking at guys who maybe won't be with their current teams, of course. Guys like Teddy Bridgewater at 25-1 is kind of a good spot. Nick Foles, maybe, who knows, the division is kind of, something to look at. Ryan Fitzpatrick, I mean, he's obviously not, you thought, I guess, that he wasn't going to be the future at Tampa Bay, but who knows, how many years he's got left in him. Looks like they have soured on Jameis Winston, so I don't know how much value he brings at 75-1, but he's up there. Names out there like Robert Griffin and stuff like that, guys who probably could be available for the Cowboys. Now, obviously, Prescott is the big favorite at minus 500. You do expect him to be out there. Touched on Winston. He's another option out there. Tyrod Taylor as well. He's kind of a guy who's probably going to be without a team. So some interesting names out there. I mean, obviously, I everything you've heard from Dallas lately is how they are committed to Dak, how Jones is committed to him and bringing him back. So coming up with the field, we just kind of looked at guys who we expected to be available at the end of the season, and really kind of came down with the numbers on each of them. Probably the best bet out there, just throwing it out there, would be the field at plus 500. It's the field being any name that we don't have on that on current list. But I think 5-1 Prescott is probably maybe a little bit low, but I don't know how many people really want to lay 500 to win 100 that he will be there week 1. You also take a look at Dallas in terms of their draft position and what they might do with the draft. They haven't really done anything in the draft in terms of bringing another quarterback. I think like Cooper Rush is an undrafted quarterback there. Last season they did bring in Mike White. He's the last quarterback that they actually drafted. So they haven't really drafted a quarterback, and maybe it wouldn't be surprising other than Dak when they picked him to bring another one in.
All right, folks, once again, go bet on these odds. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Cowboys120 gets you that 120% deposit bonus. That is Brent Korbotic. Brent, thank you so much for stopping by for today's show.
Glad to have me on. Thank you. Appreciate it, Tom.